Welcome everyone, good to see you. It's holiday time now with Derek and Joe as we cruise away once again. We are Australia's #1 choice when it comes to those worldwide cruise and stay trips without the hassle, but with the best value.
Yes, our team scour all the cruise lines out there, negotiate amazing price tags, and then add exciting city stays, tours and elements that add the magic to your getaway.
And we've been at it for over 25 years and growing even stronger thanks to you. In this show, we have two mighty and fascinating Asian adventures to show you. Your cruise line is the wonderful Holland America line.
Yes, you will love the charm and elegance on board, a luxury that's relaxed and friendly, and food that you will just love. Now let's first show you the opportunity to sail from Sydney in March for an incredible 40-night adventure, heading to the cherry blossoms of Japan. And here is your wonderful home for the next 38 nights. Holland America Line's Volendam. Beautiful. Lovely ship to be, traversing a longer distance with, because she's a little bit smaller. She's part of the R class, so about 1,500 passengers. And it's a feeling of just such lovely open spaces, not fussy interiors, but still beautifully and elegantly appointed. You just feel like everything is just the right pace and just kind of the right pitch for whatever you happen to be doing on board, whether that is an enrichment activity or just enjoying a glass of wine with your other half or basking in the solarium. Everything is just right at the pace that you expect on Holland America Line. When it comes to your day-to-day, because you are going to be on board for over a month, there's lots of thoughtful touches, such as a self-service laundry on every deck. So you can just take care of your own laundry. You can send it out to be done as well for a fee, and that's all taken care of, which is great. But from the day-to-day, the focus on Holland America Line is on enrichment. They have a full activities program, which details everything from where certain different groups meet. If you are a card player and you like to enjoy bridge or other card games, or you might want to be doing crafting, and they often on a longer cruise bring on board crafting experts dependent on the itinerary, or you might find a watercolor expert on board. You can enjoy these kind of classes as well.
Or maybe you're cruising solo.
Yes.
Maybe because there's so many people who are choosing to right now, you know what, it's brilliant. You're never on your own for long. They'll have meet and greets, and of course,
they do.
You never know. You might find the new love of your life while you're at sea. Who knows?
Yeah, why not? That's a very good point. When I worked on board as many different roles when I worked on board cruise ships, but in entertainment, definitely, I would host tables with groups of singles, and so it's a lovely way to explore the world and meet people, and the crew on board as well will really you'll get to know them, they'll get to know you, because you are on board for a longer amount of time, and it's just wonderful. The service is impeccable in Holland America Line. There's also a real focus on music and entertainment in general, whether that be enjoying listening to a world-class pianist or perhaps classical concert performances. So we're starting with an overnight on board in Sydney, the best, doorstep in the world. Absolutely. Whether you are from Sydney or Melbourne or Darwin or New Zealand or somewhere else in the world, you'll still love this experience for sure. Then we're into Townsville, which is tropical paradise, honestly. Lush islands, gateway to the Barrier Reef. You might want to head on out on excursion to the Magnetic Island whilst you're there, with some hidden beaches to explore as well by ferry. Next up, we are into Cairns. And lovely thing to see here, of course, aside from the amazing Great Barrier Reef, is you have the Whitsundays not too far away, so you can head on out to the Whitsundays on tour as well. Now, leaving the reef, we head to Darwin's tropical top end, and this is going to be a lovely time to explore the great markets that are right there at the terminal, maybe head to the beach or the Territory Wildlife Park, which would be really fascinating to visit. We sail into Indonesia's Wild Islands next, in Komodo first of all, which is a dramatic home to the legendary Komodo dragons. And you can go to the Komodo National Park to see these amazing monitor lizards in person. Then we glide into Bali, and Bali offers culture, markets, tropical serenity. You might want to head to the monkey forest. It's very entertaining, trust me. And in that region, you've got lots of silversmithing workshops to visit too, to pick up some beautiful handmade jewelry. We cross the equator to Singapore next. We have an overnight on board, and this is a lovely time to enjoy the Singapore Flyer Gardens by the Bay, which are lit up at night with a fountain light show. I mean, that would just be unforgettable, won't it? From Singapore, we're into Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam, and this is where you can really get a feel for the hustle bustle of Vietnam in what was once known as Saigon. And you might want to head to some of the world famous markets, or take a tour which will enable you to see a little bit of everything. Now Trang's next, and it shines with golden beaches and also the local charm. For history, head to the Long Song Pagoda, and Vinpearl Land is also very interesting if you love a theme park, and it's got a very unique theme to it, this one. Leaving the bay, we sail to Hong Kong. Kai Lan first of all, and this is for Halong Bay actually. So world famous region where you get to enjoy these emerald waters, and cruising along them is going to be the thing to do there. You definitely need to take a boat trip. Then it's Hong Kong. We have an overnight on board, and it blends its neon energy with cultural corners. Now take the Hidden Hong Kong and Local Eats tour, because you are there overnight too, which would be wonderful. Now from Hong Kong we sail to Kaohsiung in Taiwan. It's a lively port, lots of waterways, lots of incredible temples as pictured right there, and it's full of colour and energy, this port, for sure. The Chiming Tang Temple is definitely one to visit whilst you're there and get some great pictures. Next up, we're into Naha, which pulses with the Okinawan culture and also the historic streets. Now you might want to head to the Choshu distillery to try some world famous sake. Bring a couple of bottles home with you. We sail to Nazi next with its amazing volcanic landscapes and lovely beaches as well. Now, the Hidden Amami Trails and Forest Tour is a great one to do here, where you get to hike secluded paths and explore the lush forests. Sailing north, we reach historic Nagasaki for an overnight stay. Now, this merges culture, history, tradition and scenic bays. It's known as Paris of Japan. The Glover Gardens and Hidden Nagasaki tour would be a wonderful one to do here to see it all. Next we visit Shimizu. Now this is serene views of Mount Fuji without a shadow of a doubt. And you might want to do the Hidden Shimizu and Tea Fields excursion, where you get to visit those famous tea plantations and scenic coastal paths. You could even do a tea ceremony. We're into Tokyo for a 2-night hotel stay, where we'll disembark the ship, of course, and enjoy this amazing, thriving city. Now, you might want to explore the hidden streets and secret gardens and back alley cafes on the first day there, and perhaps second day you're going to head to the temples, see some artisan shops, and explore the quiet neighborhoods while enjoying some local cuisine. So here's an overview of your fantastic itinerary from Sydney through to some great ports in Oz, then into Indonesia, where we'll enjoy Komodo and Bali, and then Singapore, of course. We get to enjoy that amazing city before Vietnam, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and finishing up in some of the best of Japan before we fly back to Oz from Tokyo after a mini break. Fantastic.
I have to tell you, that 38 nights on the cruise is so well spent in terms of the breadth of the travel. I mean, that's kind of like, we quite often see that as 3 or 4 separate cruise itineraries. I mean, it's an amazing adventure. I mean, just think of everything you are going to see along the way there. I mean, the real contrast between the big city and the countryside, even going from country to country, very, very different, but how fascinating. And the great thing is about a cruise like this is you don't necessarily need to know anything at all about the places that you're going to, because on board, I was thinking about it when we were looking on the ship, Holland America Line is like a cruise for grown-ups. It's fantastic. It's not full of roller coasters and water slides and thrill attractions. It's about an authentic traveling experience, and that means that your heart and soul, and the heart and soul of what goes on the ship, is all about the destinations and where you're going to. Sure, your accommodation, I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. It's clean, it's comfortable, it's got everything that you need there, everything that prepares you for the discovery in the ports. Wonderful foods included 24-hour room service. So you know what, this cruise and this journey is as easy as it can be, considering it's 38 nights, starting off in Sydney, heading across Indonesia to Singapore and Vietnam and Hong Kong and Taiwan and Japan, all of those places in one holiday. You just unpack once at the beginning and then just enjoy all of those wonderful places and countries along the way. And at the very, very end, Of course, then you've got your stay as well in Tokyo, which is wonderful. And we'll transfer you from the ship to your hotel in Tokyo. And then when you've finished your time in Tokyo, we will transfer you from your hotel to the airport there to fly back. So we've taken care of absolutely everything here for an amazing price, which now you need to know. And you also need to know that we have half-price deposits available exclusively here at CruiseAway for you to get on board here. This is really good. I mean, look, if you think of all the ways you could spend just under $9,000 per person right now, and you think of your holidays, you think of a much shorter holiday straight away for that kind of price, don't you? And you have to remember all the inclusions while you're on board as well. This is what we call full board in the cruising world. So you're dining, so much included dining, from the full main dining room in the evening to the grab and go buffet, the poolside options, and lots more beside, plus the included room service as well. The amazing entertainment and the team on board, and a lower passenger number, less than 1,500 passengers on this particular cruise ship. So really nice and intimate. And you're getting a lot of crew to not so many passengers, which is great. So you're never waiting around for everything. It's amazing. Here's everything that's included. Take advantage as well of that half-price deposit, because that is exclusive to us here at CruiseAway. So call our team right now and you can talk to them about that. It's not too far away if you think about it in the great scheme of things, this holiday. It comes around very, very quickly indeed. So if you are interested, please call us now. Remember, it is a toll-free call and you can call us 7 days a week here at CruiseAway. It's 1300 408 765. In fact, you know what? It's worth staying around and keeping those details on screen for a little bit longer. Let's get back on board the ship and have another look around. This is Volendam from Holland America Line, and Holland America Line, for those people who haven't cruised with them before, and Joe's painted a perfect picture already, but as I said, this is cruising for grown-ups. It's great. It's generally not really a family cruise line. You could take the kids with you, not a problem whatsoever, but it's generally for those of us with, you know, just a few more miles on our own personal clock.
Yeah.
Because it's like a classic cruising experience with way beyond all the home comforts that you would get in a traditional hotel. For instance, things like going to the Culinary Arts Centre there and, you know, watching a cooking demonstration, but being part of that as well, learning that. And learning is a great thing with Holland America Line as well. Their enrichment programme really is very varied, very comprehensive, you know, and you can dip in and out of these things as much as you like. If you think, well, actually, the thought of learning anything while I'm on holiday is my worst dream come true. And you want to be out on deck and you want to be just, I want to mind my own business and I want to read this book that I've had on my shelf for 50 years. I want to sit down and read it finally in between all of your ports of call. And bear in mind as well, across this cruise, and we'll have another recap of the destinations in just a moment, but it's not port after port, day after day. There's a nice pacing through it. Your days at sea, where you may well think to yourself, if you haven't cruised before, looking at the days of sea thinking, well, what am I going to do on those days at sea? You know, like, I can't get off. You know, what is there to do? And the answer is an absolute full and comprehensive programme of activities, enrichment, entertainment. But again, you can just play catch up on your own life when you're on a cruise. It's really lovely. It's a completely different pace of life. It moves beautifully. And let's just remind you where you are going to be going. And remember, you're going to Japan ultimately at cherry blossom time of the year, which is the most magical time to be there. Starting off, and look at how relaxed this is, taking a relaxed cruise around Australia, doing some places that are on the doorstep that maybe you've never even seen before. Then we go a little bit further afield, Vietnam, of course, Halong Bay is wonderful, Hong Kong, and then Japan. And Japan, when it's in full bloom, and it's not just the cherry blossoms, it's many others. It's the azaleas, it's the other flowers that are out there that are kind of unique to that kind of continent, which are just magical to go and see. They really are. So treasure that opportunity and use the half-price deposits. I tell you what, I would love to come with you.
Seriously? Oh my gosh, the bonsai trees, the botanical gardens as well. Well, Don't forget, we have CruiseAway shows every day, full of the hottest deals and the best ideas, and you can watch our shows on demand on our YouTube channel. Now, our friendly team is here to call on 7 days a week to offer the best advice. Time now for a back-to-back cruise exploring Japan, South Korea and China on a 35-night cruise and stay adventure. Now, it's for the 21st of October next year, when you will fly from Sydney to Tokyo and spend 2 nights marveling at the skyline, the activity and the bright lights of this stunning city. And when we think of Tokyo, many of us probably think of the bright lights, of course, those big digital screens in the Shibuya crossing, but there is, of course, the traditional side to Tokyo, those lovely back streets with the incredible sushi bars and sake. Some of them just fit 2 or 3 people. I love that intimacy, but also the temples, the bullet train, the quirky cafes to visit. Then it's time to cruise on board Westerdam for 29 nights back to back. And this is going to be a really special adventure for you on a ship that is very near and dear to my own heart, that I actually spent over a year working on. Absolutely love the Westerdam. It's Vista class, Holland America line. Just as you were touching on before, Derek, like there, you will not find roller coasters or water slides on board Holland America Line. But there is, by the way, if you are traveling with the kids, they do have a kids club. But like we said, it's very much a grown-up cruise line, which offers you thoughtfully designed spaces, and expect to see lots of the traditions of yachting and boating, like the polished wood beams, even the nautical officers on board wear traditional blues opposed to whites that you see on most ships. And I love that tradition that is ingratiated with, you know, the Holland America Line brand. With it being the West Coast, brand from the States, Seattle based, you'll find a lot of thoughtfully designed menus, which do incorporate that part of the world and its wineries and its food. But at the same time, destination immersion is really important on board Holland America Line. And in this part of the world, you could expect lots of Eastern-inspired menus on the ship to enjoy, in the dining room alongside all of your favorite traditional fare. But if you're heading up to Lido Market, this buffet offers you everything from hearty salads through to comfort classics, global cuisine, hand-carved meats, freshly cooked salmon steaks. This is not a traditional buffet as far as I'm concerned, because the Holland America way is very fresh and vibrant and cooked to order. And one of my favorite things, I have to say, is brunch or breakfast, late breakfast and brunch on Holland America Line. They have their Eggs Benedict station where you can literally have about 5 or 6 different types of Eggs Benny. And believe me, I've tried them all. You can have the Mexican inspired one, you can have the one with salmon, you can have the traditional Eggs Benny, you can have the Florentine. Oh, and then there's the pancakes and waffles as well. And you could be eating like that every day. If you don't want to go up to the buffet, which is only 1 or 2 floors up from probably where you're staying, guess what? You put your order outside your stateroom before you go to bed, and just like magic, it gets delivered in the morning. And you can be having breakfast in bed for free, because they do not charge for room service. I love it.
Amazing.
In your robe.
We love them.
Yes. So it's Shimizu, first of all, nestled along Japan's Pacific coast. It offers incredible views of Mount Fuji. You might want to take the Shimizu and Tea Garden tour to learn all about this. Now, sailing onward, we're going to head to the volcanic city of Kagoshima, which glows with its streaming volcano and a lovely peaceful bay as well. So perhaps take the quiet onsen and Sakurajima volcano tour, where you get to see these landscapes and soak in the hot springs, which would be great. Next, we're visiting in Nagasaki, rich in culture and scenic harbours. And wonderful thing about this port is you have lots of lovely temples to visit, but you might want to pay your respects at the Peace Memorial Park. And it'll be beautiful autumn colours. Yesu's next in South Korea, and it captivates with its rugged islands and hidden bays. Get up there on the cable car to see sweeping views over the harbour. I think that would be a magnificent way to spend your afternoon. From Yesu, we sail north to Seoul. We have an overnight stay in Seoul as well. It's an amazing city, this one. The evening lights and riverfront views, I think, will be fantastic. And you also will be there to see the night markets, which South Korea is famous for. Head on the hidden palaces and artisan streets tour during the day as well. Next up, we're into Jeju, and Jeju enchants with its lush natural beauty. Now, Korea is known for its amazing spas. You might want to do a little cheeky spa tour while you're there, or soak in the volcanic hot springs. Now from Jeju we cruise to Busan's vibrant ports, and this is a great place to enjoy the rugged coastline, and the hidden coastal villages tour is a great way to see everything that Busan has to offer. If you want to stay closer to the port, just head to the markets right there. We cross to Fukuoka for some lovely cultural and culinary delights now. And the Yanagawa River Cruise is a particular highlight in this port, and it will get you to see the scenery in a way like no other along that river. Next up, it's Kobe. Now, Kobe is, of course, famous for its beef, but also its lovely mountain scenery and harbour views. The Hidden Kobe and Harbour Walk Tour is a great one to do through the back streets and lanes, and you can, pick up some shopping on the way. From Kobe, we sail towards Yokohama and revisit Shimizu. Now, Yokohama is the place of the Imperial Palace and Tokyo Skytree and the Sensoji Temple, which you have, of course, in downtown Tokyo, but right there at the port, you can just take a relaxing stroll as well. Shimizu's next, and this is the port for Mount Fuji, of course, so it's a revisit here. Now you might want to see the incredible Miho no Matsubara, which is an amazing temple, and the Castle Park, which is not too far away either. Kyoto is next up, and Kyoto is known for its lovely landscapes and its connection to the cultural history of Japan as well. The Osaka Castle is a particular highlight in this port, walkable or by tour. Next up, we're into Koshi, and Koshi is a wonderful way to explore the peace and serenity of Japan, because it's all about that, isn't it, when we're in this part of the world, and you might want to just stroll the gardens of the castle to experience that. Hiroshima awaits us next, and the poignant history associated with this port does make the lush natural beauty as well of the gardens. The Peace Trail and Hidden Shrine Tour is a great one to do to see quiet spots beyond the main memorial sites. Now, cruising the Kanman Strait, we're actually going to return to Fukuoka and, see this lovely, quiet, relaxing port. Now, the Hidden Eateries and Gardens Tour is a great one to do, so you can sample the local flavours, such as sake and some of the delicious sushi. Now we sail back to Busan, and this is another chance to see this enchanting port. Now, as I mentioned, Korea is known for its amazing spas, and you might want to shop for skincare as well in this part of the world. Ladies, it's a great place to do it. Then it's Jeju. And again, this is a wonderful place to just languish in the natural beauty of this part of the world. And maybe you're going to head up to the waterfalls to do that on guided tour and see some of the lovely caves as well. We have an overnight on board in Shanghai now, which is just spectacular because you can enjoy a bustling harbour, that incredible skyline, and also the amazing riverside. Now, Shanghai, of course, being such a thriving financial capital, also offers you wonderful temples. Then it's Hong Kong. We have a 2-night hotel stay after we disembark in Hong Kong, so you can explore, the street food, the great markets, evening harbour views, to soak in the city. I mean, you definitely want to get out there on Victoria, up to Victoria Peak after taking the Star Ferry across Kowloon Harbour. That's a particular highlight. There's lots of amazing gardens and temples and statues in Hong Kong, but then the other side is it's wonderful for shopping, particularly technology shopping. So make sure you get your fill whilst you're there. So here's an overview for you. Of course, flying into Tokyo, we have a hotel stay there, embarking in Westerdam, heading through some amazing ports in Japan, over to South Korea. And of course, remembering we're actually getting to stop twice in some of the ports, which is fantastic. And then finishing up your cruise in Shanghai before you disembark in Hong Kong and enjoy a little mini break before we fly you back to Australia.
Yeah, love it. I think it's brilliant. I mean, 4 weeks and a day of cruising and the chance to really immerse, and bear in mind the date that we're looking at here as well. There'll be some magical sights because, of course, it's autumn. I mean, Japanese maples are fantastic anyway. The acers, if you may have had one or seen one, to actually go where they live and see all of the changes of colours in this time of the year is just incredible. So full of activity this holiday, but a really nice relaxed pace as you enjoy this double back-to-back cruise next October with Sydney flights included. First to Tokyo for a 2-night stay there, and then your 29 nights of cruising around Japan, South Korea and China with overnight calls into Seoul and Shanghai included. Full board cruise ending in Hong Kong, and then you've got the 2-night stay there before you fly home at a price tag that I still can't believe, to be honest with you. Knowing the quality and the caliber of Holland America Line, knowing just how much is included day to day. Again, we're talking smaller passenger numbers on these ships, where the modern day larger ships can be talking 5, 6, 7,000 passengers. You're looking at around 2,500 passengers on board Westerdam, which is wonderful. It's a little bit more intimate. It means that you get more out of the experience and out of the enrichment while you're on board too. You can book this today with a deposit, which is great, so you can literally start celebrating the holiday today with our team. Here's everything that's included. Again, I have to say to you that when it comes to visiting Japan, South Korea, I mean, there are so many itineraries out there at the moment. Everyone wants to do it, but actually the more ports you have, the more of a feel for the continent that you will have as well. And such amazing contrasts, even between two nearby Japanese ports, can be totally different places, and that's what makes this such a journey of discovery. Again, I'll say to you that you don't need to have done major research on the places that you're going to before you get there, because there is so much information on board for you. There's the excursion opportunities, but they also have live presentations or presentations that you can watch in your stateroom on demand that will actually talk you through the stories of the places that you're going to. It's always quite nice, actually, isn't it, to know a story of somewhere before you're actually physically there, to know what the history is, who were all the empires, who conquered what and where and whatever. I just think that's always fantastic and fascinating to know. And it's great because you really do get that all-round experience. It's not like taking a bus, which literally is the journey and then, okay, here we are, Tokyo, off you go, you know, find your own way around. Not like that at all. It really is like being looked after. And then you've got the freedom, when you go to the ports, you've got the freedom. Do I treat myself to the excursions that Holland America Line tried and tested? They are, you know, award-winning, highly rated. Do I do that? Or shall we just have a private driver and have a tour of the city?
And you can mix and match, you know, you can do a little bit of everything, and sometimes you can just take a stroll off on your own, and it's wonderful, honestly. I just really enjoy the fact of being so close in those port cities that you know, even up on deck 10, seeing the views, that's part of the experience itself, even before you set off the ship. You know, you've already seen some unrivaled views. If you were just going there on your own, you wouldn't maybe get to that height to have the view over the city. So that's the magical thing about cruising. And you know, the Holland America Line way is kind of addictive. It's a home from home. It's an incredibly nurturing and immersive experience.
Lovely. It's grown-up cruising. Don't forget, we've got adventures right the way around the world with all the cruise lines as well, late deals, flash sales, and so much more. And don't forget, we are here with more adventures from CruiseAway very soon. Take care.
See you soon.